Hey, folks, just a friendly reminder that all shows on the Madness Comic Network are produced by their individual hosts and in no way reflect the opinions of the network as a whole. The statements in the following broadcast are not necessarily the opinions of the Madness Comic Network, its staff, sponsors, or contributors. This show is rated TVMA, as are all of them and all those other letters. Viewer discretion is highly advised, and, just do what Doc says. Read that again. Peace, everybody.
Welcome to another episode of Geekmen and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
I'm Zombie.
All right. And guess who's backstage? We have again with us, Bruce. How's it going?
He's muted.
And I'm muted, of course. Hi, guys.
Welcome back, Bruce.
Thank you, Zombie. Hanging in there. I hope you guys have some fun stuff to show tonight, because I'm at my house, not at my office, and I pulled over my little bag of tricks, things that I been working on but haven't really gotten to yet. And I showed a little something to Dustin earlier, talking with Brandon Braswell from 9 to 5 Figures, which was awesome. It got me even more excited about it. I mean, I enjoyed looking at them the first time around, but talking with Brandon just like reinvigorated, just pushed the energy. So we got to get that Kickstarter campaign pushed. But we should mention that here. Go ahead. I'll let you guys carry on.
I definitely plan on it. We, again, just want to mention we did previously just get done talking with Brandon Braswell and about 9 to 5 Warriors, and we had a great time. And that was me and Bruce. We sort of helmed that interview, and man, I'm so excited for those figures. Like, it's just ridiculous. I want to get those trading cards. I want to get the comic. I want to get everything, but especially I want to unlock the battle bits. The battle bits that he has that everything plugs into and all this stuff. It's just insane.
Does Zombie know what we're talking about?
Yeah, he does.
I caught a little bit of that interview. I was, in between driving and all of that stuff. So that's why I couldn't for it.
Yeah.
No, that's okay. I got it.
I have no idea what a battle bit is, but I'll check it out. I'll watch the replay on that interview.
Yeah.
It's very easy to explain. It's these little pieces that have different holes or spaces to accept outside pieces of equipment, such as a pencil, a plastic spoon, a plastic fork, a plastic knife, paper clip, and you can build using these little battle bits to create corners and stanchions to develop a tank, to develop a vehicle or a helicopter or a little sub base or something. I mean, it's amazing. You just take 6 dozen pencils and a bunch of battle bits, and you literally can create a fortress from them. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Just using office supplies and the battle bits to connect the office supplies together. It's amazing.
Yeah, it really is.
Ingenious.
I love it.
So do I.
It sounds very functional.
Yeah, man, everything he has, everything thought out and lined up, like paper clips and catapults and everything under the sun. Like,
yeah,
it reinvigorates your imagination and makes you want to play with toys again. Like play, not like
right. A catapult.
not like the play that we do with these guys. Oh, I'm gonna play with these. No, like
actual physical building. You like an erector set or a Connect set.
Yeah.
You're actually using your local desk supplies and creating a tank out of pencils and rubber bands and a spoon that launches like a catapult. Anything you want to put inside the spoon. It's just crazy.
Yeah. And speaking of, we have Pops in the group talking in the comments. Pops, I wanted to talk to you about reaching out to Brandon Broswell. He is in need of connections, I think, basically.
Artists?
He's
looking for artists.
He has a ton of artists, but he specifically mentioned comics. So I think this would be something that maybe we could talk to Roland about. Maybe he wants to pick it up and we can roll with that maybe. And
great idea.
He's looking to do trading cards and stuff like that. So if there's artists that he needs, again, to reach out to talk to any number of people on the network that can do that kind of stuff. And so, yeah, there's just a ton of potential. And that's Brandon Broswell, and his info is 9 to 5 Warriors. He has a Facebook page, so you should totally reach out to him and tell him
9to5warriors.com.
Yeah. Yep. It's good stuff.
So what's for dinner, Bruce?
Yeah, you caught me notching a little bit. I've got some soup. It's broccoli and cheddar and my favorite croutons. So the Osu croutons. Hold on a second. I'll show them again. They're soup croutons.
Interesting.
They're little squares. They're crunchy as hell. They're made with flour, sunflower oil, salt, and turmeric extract. It tastes really good in the soup, and they're crunchy. And broccoli cheddar soup is not a crunchy soup. I like a little bite to my soup, so I'm having some soup.
Oh, that sounds delicious. They had this killer broccoli cheddar soup at this place I used to work, and I would love. They only had it special on Thursdays, and there would be a line for a mile trying to get that soup. It's so good.
It's delicious, and not enough people make it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Zombie.
No. I was just going to say, croutons. I used to work in a restaurant, and they would make their own croutons there with the leftover bread that didn't sell the day before, and it would smell so good.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Stick them in the oven and bake them. That's always the way to go.
Yeah. With the
Speaking of oven and baking, I want to bake. We get some good strawberries this time. Ooh. I heard you can bake strawberries and it tastes like candy. And it's
never tried
healthier than candy. And
sure.
So we got some good strawberries, and I'm like, I'm like, do I want to eat these straight up? They are good. Or do I want to bake them? Like, man.
So test some of them out before you do the whole thing and ruin them.
Yeah, right.
Do a handful.
I had some today.
We did a little baking today. I made some more of the banana nut muffins.
Nice.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Yeah. No, I shared a whole recipe that I kind of hodgepodge together from a handful of recipes. I took out what I didn't like and added what I did together, and me and the kids made them again.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
All right, so let's get into talking about toys. What did we get in the box this week? Anything?
I got a few things. Yeah, well, a couple of things, not a few. I got a couple, but
Or did you want to lead off with that the thing that you have down here?
No. We'll wait.
Okay.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it. I guess since I went ahead and started, I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy. I did a little bit of trading, so I got some stuff in. So I finally found somebody. Yeah, finally found somebody that could get me a Tails, because I got cool. Sonic and Shadow a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
I don't know. I got them super early, so yeah, I'm happy that I finally got him. Now I've seen pictures circulating of like a 4-pack with Knuckles. And if that's going to be like the only way to get Knuckles, I'm not going to be happy. But these are Jack specific, and they're the ones that made the Super Mario Brother toys for the movie. And that's what this is. This is for the movie Sonic 3. They look great. They have that same action for the eyes, where they kind of follow. So the eyes don't move, but the way that they're constructed, so it's like there's a flat surface or something where the eyeball is painted, and they've got a clear plastic lens over them to give it that like 3-dimensional look or whatever. So each one of them, Sonic, Shadow, and now Tails, I've noticed they've kept that same thing. Now they have some. Cool. I did see a Shadow that was packaged with a motorcycle, and he did not have that feature, so his eyes were just straight painted.
Okay.
So at first I thought it was the same figure, but it's slightly different. So it's not the same figure. If you're thinking about grabbing that one, I think the individual, I'm covering up the tag on him here, so that's why I'm holding him funny. The individual packaged figures, I think, are more of a deluxe type of bang for your buck. So if you're into that, go grab him. And then so I want to like this figure. I really do.
No.
I want to like him. But I have some gripes, as usual.
What are your gripes? Because I love it.
Hasbro, man. I'm going to tell you what. Like, as soon as these guys popped up on that last Mandalorian season, I was going, oh, those are going to be great figures. And while he looks all right at first, it's when you get him out of the package where I have nitpicks. First of all, the head is too small. So the helmet needs to be a little bit bigger. So, I mean, he's going to have a pinhead inside this helmet, the way that it scales. This helmet definitely doesn't need to be this small. Helmets are kind of big anyway. You got to fit your head in there. It's not removable. So it's right. They kind of moved away from having an actual head with a almost hollow helmet sitting on top, glued on top of it, which I kind of wish they still would have went that way with these. That would
because then they would have had a proper sized head.
Right. So, man, I have this love-hate relationship with Hasbro with these things. So people were complaining that the helmets were too big on, like, what's her name, Dustin? Help me out. The female Mandalorian redhead.
Sabine.
No.
Or no, not Sabine. Lady Wren. Not Lady Wren.
Bo-Katan.
Yeah. So her figure, the helmet was too big because the head was an actual like head size proportionate to the body. So they had to make the helmet a little bit bigger to fit over that. So it was the exact opposite problem this guy has. But he suffers also. There's no hip cuts in here. So like you can move him. He's got the dumbbell there at the hips. What I'm saying is there's no like thigh cuts. It's just straight down. They're not there.
Why?
So
they're cutting corners. Yeah, they're cutting corners on things where they think they can get away with it. So they got to save plastic.
I mean, most people are probably just going to get these, put them in a pose and put them on the shelf or whatever. They're not going to really mess with them or anything like that. Or, he does come, they do come with the jetpack. Yeah. And it is removable. pops off or whatever. So if you don't want it on there, so that people
to
are either
put
going to
on
have these
Mando.
displayed flying or something like that. But I don't know. He might go under the knife. I might. That's how I play with my toys. I cut them up. I cut them up and paint them.
You can also use the backpack to go on Mando.
Perhaps. I mean, so I kind of have a plan.
He wore that backpack. What kind of pegs does he have?
It's so there's one central peg and then there's two like what you've got.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Now,
so that will go on this guy.
Whether it matches up, I don't know. See, while I have that figure, I don't have that version with the jetpack. I got this one.
Oh, you know what? I'm curious to see if you can actually put it on there now. That would be that would be a good reason to not include a backpack.
Yeah. So this one is from the actual Mandalorian Subwave, where yours came from the Book of Boba Fett.
Right.
The soft goods and the jetpack. There's no jetpack in this box.
Yeah.
But does he have the sprue? Does he have the sprues to accept the backpack?
Right. See, I haven't opened him yet. So, but another difference.
He's been holding out for another one of these.
Which I haven't come across any down here. None.
This was the only one.
Yeah. So my plan for this guy is I might pick up another one of these because they've got them at Ollie's.
Okay.
This is the Miggs Mayfield. Man, my mind just went blank.
The comedian's figure, Billy, whatever his name is.
Bill Burke.
Bill Burke.
Yeah. Who doesn't want a Bill Burr figure?
I actually want. I think I might have one. I'd have to look.
Do you have this one, or do you have the one where he's in the tank operator gear?
I don't know. I have to double check. I don't know if I have that one.
So I did some comparisons. So he does have those thigh cuts close to the hips, and it's similar construction. So I might get another one of these and put the hips on there, and I'm going to do some paint work and all that kind of stuff on it.
Yeah.
So because that just bothers me. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
How does the hips? Let me look at that. Okay. So you basically just have to like paint that armor on, or do you think those would cut off?
Well, no, because it's part of the sculpt of the thigh
so you'd probably
itself.
just be swapping out the legs.
But the knee pads are a separate piece. Like I can pull these off; they're glued in. But this, like, I would have to like mold and cast that armor. It's super, super thin too. Like it's not like the other Mandalorian figures where it's a separate piece and you could tear it off.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to take a little bit of work or whatever, but yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic looking design. I can't fault them for the way it's sculpted and all that, but the articulation scheme is a little lacking for me, so I might have to do something about it.
Yeah.
And then if anybody out there knows anybody that's making third-party helmets, if they've got one that would better scale with that, let me know because I'm looking for one.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I do searches on Etsy and eBay, and you'd be amazed what head sculpts you find.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially coming out of China.
We've been through that road before.
Yeah, I've spent many hours searching eBay and stuff like that for stuff. I've rolled the dice on a few, and I've kind of been disappointed with the quality of some of the pieces, but I mean, it is what it is.
Sometimes you get a.
So,
oh, wow.
So that's a custom that I made for Dustin that we've named Dust Yoke. So it's an original design, and the armor pieces came from dtgfigures.com.
Yeah.
So he does a lot of custom looking Star Wars gear, and he's done a few knights now, but they're smaller scale. I don't think they would scale well for Mythic Legions. But yeah, that was one that I cobbled together for Dustin.
Am I showing this right?
Yeah. you kind of go over a little bit. All that gear came from the same site too.
Yeah.
Nice. Now, what's the story? Why can't you put guns in accessory packs anymore for like Hasbro, Mattel, and McFarlane? What the hell?
I don't know. They're
Hey, Flip City, how's it going?
Hey, Christy Mac, what's up, girl? I bought the accessory pack. What is it? McFarlane came out with.
Yep.
And they put out 2 different versions, and all they did was they repainted them. They just changed the deco on some of the guns, but they put out the same set of guns in a second pack with different colors. So the color schemes match different figurines or something, I guess.
Yeah.
But give me a good old 45. Give me a Glock. Give me an AK. Give me an AR. Give me something that Grifter can hold.
That's the good thing about independent companies like Valaverse. He puts out the real firearms and stuff because he knows people want them.
Yeah,
I would love to get that information from you because I'm looking for some accessories, for some of my figures.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, they have a tin. I don't know if they still sell it, but they have a tin where it's just pretty much all weapons.
Yeah,
it was
nuts. I'll try to pull that site up a little bit later because I want to bring up that pink figure for October again. But no, Valaverse, is it Valaverse.com? I think it is. But they run all kinds of specials sometimes. Their firearms, they also come with the blast effects that come out. You can plug into the barrel to where it looks like it's actually shooting.
Yeah, Mattel was starting to do that with the Superman figures, where you look like the bullets were bouncing off of him or something.
Yeah.
So, and McFarlane does that really well too. But now with these new stupid regulations, they've gone woke. I'm surprised they haven't gone broke yet.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of the same way whenever they first dipped their toe in with the G.I. Joe classified 6-inch figures, where they were all like repainted Nerf guns.
Yeah, it was,
and everybody hated them.
Yeah, and they made so much criticism about that. It was painful.
Right.
And then finally, Valaverse was just like, "Yeah, I'll give you a gun. Here's a real gun." And it's just like everyone was eating it up, and they're like, "All right, fine."
Right. So at least they're putting, at least semi-realistic firearms back with G.I. Joe now. So hey Figure Fight Club. Welcome aboard.
Yeah. How's it going?
Yeah, we're just getting started.
You're saying the guy's name is Valaverse?
Valaverse, yeah.
Yeah, Valaverse.com.
VALA verse.com?
Yes, I think.
I'll have to look it up.
Vala.
So, okay, that kind of went off on a tangent there on a rant with my what's in the box. What about you guys? Bruce, did you get anything? What you got? What you holding on to?
So, I have stuff that's sitting in a box here that I've been waiting to work on to customize and tune up. They're really tiny, but as you guys know, I'm a big 66 Batman fan.
Yep.
Whoops, what did I do there? There we go. So I'm a big 66 Batman fan. So I love the 66 Batmobile. And I found a guy online that actually makes the Batmobiles in miniature versions in 3D modeling. So let me see if I can get these out here. So this one here is a little smaller than the die-cast Hot Wheels version.
Yeah.
Right? And they did a real nice job on it. So this is just a smidge smaller than 1/64th scale. But then they went micro mini, and they did this one, which, as you can see, let's see if I can put them side by side. You can see the difference.
Now, these are 3D prints?
These are 3D printed, yeah. So the wheels don't move. Wow. It's done in 2 parts. The bottom is glued in. You can see where all the sprues were.
Wow.
And then the top. And not only did he do the Batmobiles, but he also did the figurines, and they didn't come out so well. It's a little difficult. I don't know if you guys can see that, but
Wow.
so he did the figurines of Batman and Robin. So I gotta clip them down off the sprues and kind of tweak them up a little bit. But let me get the other ones out, the larger ones.
Yeah.
So,
whoa.
I don't know if you can see them, but
Yeah.
So yeah, I just haven't had the time to do anything with them. They're still sitting, they're still sitting in the original box they came in. So just leaving them there so I know what I've got. But I got 2 sets of each.
That's
got
cool.
A lot of stuff still sitting in boxes myself, Bruce.
Yeah, it's so sad. It's so sad. It's like stuff I bought years ago just sitting there.
I've lost a week personally, so I'm way behind on commissions. So I wasn't feeling well last week, and stuff's still steadily coming in. I'm going, well, shit, I got to get started on some of this.
Yeah. You got work to do, son. Get to it.
Right.
Yeah. Not going to get much sleep this week.
Yeah. So that was just one of the things that I've been sitting on my workbench, so to speak. Oh wait, let's see. Is this? Yeah. Okay. So here's something I was screwing around with. That I don't know if you guys are politically motivated in any way, shape, or form, but I am very good friends with a lot of the podcasters in the Dilly, a lot of the memers in Dilly's meme team from the Dilly Show.
Mm.
And I took one of the Batman figures around this size, and I customized it into a Donald Trump Batman figure, and I finished it and I sent it to him. So I thought I had an extra head, so I was looking for that and I couldn't find it. So what I wound up doing was I just took the Batman head and I popped it on the Captain America figure.
Why does that look good?
It does, right? It looks. That's why I left it. It just looks really good. So I left it on there, and I wanted to do something with it. I was going to put a Donald Trump head on this figure. But I haven't gotten it yet. I actually bought 2 more heads from the same guy I bought the last head from to make the figure. So I started one. I painted it. It's sitting on my desk in the office. Unfortunately, I don't have it here. I'm at my house tonight. Right. But I have a head already pre-painted with the domino style mask, and then it comes down the sides. So it looks. If you guys get a chance, go on X and look up Trump Man by Magical Trevor. Magical Trevor is the artist or autist. He's the memer who did the Trump Man series, and he's got 4 episodes of Trump Man on. You got to look for him under Trump Man under Twitter. So I tried to make it look like the mask coming here and then going down underneath his chin, so you can still see his wig or his hair.
Oh boy, wig flipping action.
But yeah, and I only have one. I only have one more thing that I wanted to show. Case for head.
Oh, pops!
Oh boy!
Sometimes you got to pop. Sometimes you got to.
Right.
If you want to get the right. If you want to get the right head, you got to pay for it.
I can't tell you how long I searched some boxes once because I knew I'd had the head of Wesley Snipes somewhere from that original Toy Biz figure that they.
Oh yeah!
I spent days looking for that thing and finally just gave up. And then while I was cleaning up one day, I came across it. I'm like, damn it, I don't need it now.
Right. You needed
That's
it back then.
sad.
Come on.
You know, it's not the first time that's happened. I can't even begin to tell you. Especially after the flood, and we had to throw a bunch of stuff out, and I'm trying to save and salvage things. I probably threw out half the stuff I needed.
Man, I panicked one night. I was at work and I just could not remember what I did. I was like, there was a whole box of stuff I was missing, and I'm talking hundreds of dollars worth of stuff that was in it. And the whole time I'm going, did I throw it in the dumpster? Did I throw it away? What happened? You know, and I just left for work early. I'm like, I've got to go home. I'm in the middle of a crisis. And luckily,
You can't focus on it. Yeah.
Nope. I was like, nope, that's it. I'm done. I'm zeroed in on this box, and I'm picturing in my head. I just picked it up and whoop, right into the dumpster with it, you know. Because I threw up a bunch of boxes and stuff out, and I usually always open up the boxes, look in, make sure, okay, yeah, it's just garbage. And I didn't that day. And I'm the whole time in my head, I'm going, I've got to find this box. I've got to go to this dumpster. I've got to find it somehow.
And you can't focus on anything else until you get back to the house and find that freaking box.
That's right.
I've done that. I've done that more times than I care to admit.
I found it. Luckily, I didn't throw it away. So that scenario in my head where I could see myself chucking it into the dumpster didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Maybe in an alternate universe it did.
Right.
Too funny. Well, I don't know. Are we going to do round robin, or you just want me to do this last one and then we'll throw it over to Dustin?
Whatever you want. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys are familiar with these guys, right? The Hasbro, the late 80s Hasbro wrestling figures, the retros. They have really cool action.
Yeah.
They pivot at the hips, okay? Their heads turn, okay. So, speaking of Donald Trump, I wanted to do a Donald Trump wrestling figure for the longest time. So, I was looking over my figures, and I came across an IRS figure. And I'm like, damn, he's got that same kind of look to his face when Donald Trump got shot in the ear, and he's like, fight, fight, fight. So I grabbed my IRS figure, and I started customizing him into Donald Trump. So I'm going to finish the coat off. And then I'm going to paint it blue like his pants to match here. I did a test on the pants. I'm going to have to repaint the pants anyway, but I have to drop the jacket a little bit more, so I've got to get some more Bondo. And I'm using regular good old-fashioned Bondo, like generic body putty from a body shop. That's what I'm using to sculpt over the body. And this IRS figure had suspenders, so I wanted to put a jacket on him, so I started customizing and covering up as much of his body I needed to, and still being able to keep the movement of his arms and the head. So everything still kind of works.
I'm gonna have to get you into this, Bruce. Get you away from that Bondo stuff.
Yeah, Bondo's a lot heavier, I'm sure, than the epoxy. Where do you find the epoxy?
This is great. I order this online, so I'll have to find the website for that. But I found out about this stuff in a taxidermy magazine years ago, and started using it with the toys because I used to use the Sculpey, which you had to bake. So
that's the problem.
Or use.
But you also lose size. Right, you lose size in the Sculpey because once you bake it, it shrinks. So you have to oversize it, and if you miscalculate, it's going to be the wrong size.
But this stuff doesn't shrink.
And it hardens on its own?
Yep, it'll harden underwater. If you sculpt something and drop it underwater or whatever, it'll still harden. It doesn't need air to dry.
Right.
And then you can sand. Pardon me, guys. Then you can sand it.
You can fire it in a kiln if you need to. If you're repairing pottery with it, it'll survive it.
Nice.
It's great. It's really great stuff.
I'm gonna have to find some and start playing with it because I'm the Bondo is chewing up my hands. It's very acidic, and I'm starting to get cracks in my fingers because I'm actually applying it and then molding it into the body with my fingers.
They suggest that you wear gloves with this stuff, but it's non-toxic. There's nothing in it that ever really bothers me. I don't use gloves, so it's a natural product.
I've been using this stuff for probably about 10, 15 years now, and look, Dustin's pulling his off the shelf.
Yeah. I need to order some more myself. I'm about out. But yeah, it's good stuff, and they make another that's like Fit Sculpt. It's a little bit tougher. If you're gonna have something that you really need to have like a strong bond to or something, so it does a pretty good job of bonding to other surfaces on its own. But
that's what I love about this.
Yeah, so you don't have to like sculpt it or whatever, and then take it off and glue it back on, unless that's what you want to do. I usually just straight on the toy and let it go.
Exactly.
But yeah, I was holding one of this is one of my favorite sculpting tools. Oh, we lost Bruce.
Yeah.
This I got from a beauty store. It's got like a flat beveled end.
Yeah.
Like this side's flat, and then this side's like, I don't know, curved or like whatever. And then this side's the same way, but it's like a bullet shape.
Yeah.
It's flat on one side and curved on the other. But yeah, it was like a couple of bucks at a beauty shop or whatever. I was there with my wife. She was there for something. I saw that. I'm like, ooh, that's really good. That's cool. Yeah. So, I love sculpting with this piece. I wanted to show him that, but he popped out. There he is.
I don't know. Pain in there. Sorry guys. I call myself tech-tarded, but I'm an analog man in this digital world, and I'm always trying to figure shit out. And I don't know what I just did, and I hit something. And next thing I know, the whole screen went blank, and I'm like, shit, I'm out again.
I was just showing off one of my favorite sculpting tools here, and this. I picked up for a couple of bucks at a beauty shop, Sally's Beauty Supply or something. Yeah,
it's a nail pusher or a cuticle pusher.
Yeah,
I have one of those. I'm not as nice as that one, but I have something similar. That's a nice one.
Solid metal, man. There's no like pieces to it. It's one solid piece. It's got
flat on one side. Yeah, it's got a nice shovel head on one side and an arrowhead on the other.
Right.
In my efforts to copy him, I just got clay tools,
which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Hell, I've been known to sculpt with toothpicks, so whatever works.
Wait a minute. You're gonna laugh. You are absolutely gonna laugh.
I use my X-Acto knife sometimes to sculpt with.
I use the X-Acto knife a lot, but wait.
Yeah. No. Hey.
It's still got. But wait, even better. You guys know what a Nathan's fork looks like? It's from the Nathan's fast food restaurant, and it's just a two-pronged fork, and it's got clay bits on it. Yeah,
that's awesome.
And I've used both ends. I've used this end, the shovel end, and I've used the pitchfork side. It's just funny as hell, and it's got clay all over it. Still, I got to clean it off again.
I use the most.
Yeah. See, those are great. And then, of course, my X-Acto blade is here because I was working on it. So I've got my X-Acto blade trying to carve the hair. Because if you look at the IRS figure, his hair is doing the Donald wig, but he's got a very narrow forehead so that the hair had to be a little bit wider than his head to give it that textured look. And then I just took a knife and started carving squiggles into it to give it that hairline look.
So
the faux comb over.
It looks like you've heated up the blade on that X-Acto knife too. I see a little discoloration to it.
Oh yeah, I had to do that when I needed to get a splinter out of my hand.
Oh, so I was gonna
I-
say, I've got a soldering iron I picked up, and it has different multiple heads, and one of them is an X-Acto blade. So
Nice.
you plug
So
that
you can
in.
hot knife. You can hot knife through things. Nice.
Yes.
I got to look for one of those. A hot blade. Yeah.
I've used this to sculpt fur into the plastic of
Right.
figures. So
Right.
yeah, I've done very little soldering with this soldering iron.
That's great. But you know what? We're ingenious in the way that we utilize whatever's nearest to us. I mean, we just find something, we pick it up, and we start using it. Looking to see if I have anything else over here that I just kind of like turned into a tool because it just seemed to fit my needs. There is a dowel here. That cheddar soup is really sticking in my throat. I can't find it now, but I just literally have a thin wooden dowel that I've used also to just kind of roll the putty out and smooth it out a little bit.
Mm.
You use whatever you got at your disposal, you know? Shit, I'll use a regular stone in the yard if I think it's going to help smooth something out.
I've used rocks whenever I needed rock texture in that epoxy sculpt for something, and
There you go.
pressed it into it for that texture. So yeah, I've absolutely picked up rocks on walks. I'm going, oh, that's got a good texture to it. I'm gonna hang on to that.
Yeah, that's great.
All right.
Very good.
Let's move on to Dustin. Dustin, I know you.
Yeah,
got
please,
some-
Dustin, what do you got?
What you got, man?
So I have very little in the way of recent pickups, but I've recently messed with this guy, and I just love the pose that I have him in currently. So that's what I'm currently obsessing over, and it's sitting right there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm satisfied with that. And then I just picked up this guy, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? Let's have him blowing some away while he's holding the blade. I know that's not how he actually uses the blade, but I figured my imagination's got to have some fun here. So it's like, yeah, you know what? He's gonna blow someone away as he's holding his lightsaber. So, but now in the way of pickups, I didn't actually pick anything up. However, I did open some toys my buddy Zombie sent me a little while ago, and I opened up Mongol, and I love that dude. He looks so cool, and I grabbed Superboy. Also, pulled Superboy out, and I thought that was cool.
Which
his
version of
hands are a little
Superboy?
weird. What was
Which
that?
version of Superboy? Which version of Superboy is that?
I don't
Mattel.
know. Was it Mattel?
I think
Mattel
so.
or DC
Yeah,
Direct?
It's Mattel. Yeah, it's Mattel.
It's one of the earlier versions they put out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it
Probably-
was under the DC superhero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. So that's
So
what
that one. That one, I believe, came with the collect and connect figure of the. It was a. Oh, what's the name of the character? He's a white ape. He's got a big bulbous brain head.
Not Gorilla. Oh, Mal.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gorilla Grodd.
So
Not
no,
Gorilla
no,
Grodd. Mal.
Okay.
Mal is the and she's a female character, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
Oh, sorry,
Whoops.
guys. I think Mal is female. I don't remember, but it's either that or Mal is gay because he runs around with a brain, and they talk about, I don't know, in the comic books they talk some crazy shit. So I don't know if they just went woke. I don't know if they went woke or they were just getting a little dirty out there, but I don't know. Anyway,
Never know.
Too many
you
characters
never know.
to keep up with.
All right. So you want to move over to the news portion?
Yeah, sure. The The first one here is I had a chuckle about this. I have to share it with everybody. You
Who
can
wouldn't
be
want
a
a Ninja
real
Turtle?
life Ninja Turtle.
That's hysterical.
Yeah.
So I was sharing this with Dustin pre-show, and we were talking about it, and Bruce was off camera. You had ducked out, and I said, "Who wouldn't want to wear a beanbag chair? You could sit wherever you wanted." And he immediately shot back like, "What?"
I did. I was heating up my soup. I was like, wait a minute. What was that? Back that up. Show me that again.
Oh.
So yeah, I have
my
no
only
idea
problem
where-
is I would be like looking at the ground, like, I don't know if I should sit down here. It's
Like,
messy over here.
this almost to me just feels like it's an AI generated image. I don't think it's an actual product, but it's still hilarious.
I
don't
want
know.
to say it is.
Something
I thought I
about-
remembered someone making this.
I don't know. Maybe there's a version of it out there somewhere, but that first picture where we see the back of the shell, if you look at the background, something about it just doesn't feel natural to me.
Yeah.
And AI is getting pretty good. It's getting dangerously good.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it does look like it's CGI'd in there.
Oh, there's a picture that's hanging up where I work, and it's, of all places, it's in the bathroom, and it's this picture of like this shed. It's out like in Tennessee or something, and there's like this old truck that's sitting in the foreground. The shed's in the background. Nothing perspective-wise looks correct about this picture. It was like somebody just went in Photoshop and just was like, yeah, I'm going to put that there. I'm going to put some trees on the side. We're going to put this truck right here, and then we're going to add a little bit of shadow under the truck. Like nothing is correct about this picture, and it irritates me so much. And I was so vocal about it whenever they hung it up. And it's still there. And it pesters the piss out of me.
If you're working late one night, you know you can make it disappear if you're working late one night, nobody else is around.
Yeah, I mean, I've got plenty of nights where that happens, but they would know. They would. I'm not going to do that. I'll just ignore it. Let's see. I'm gonna hop over here. Y'all are just gonna get tired of me talking about legions eventually, but I've got a little bit of correction to make from last week. Whenever I said that this 4-pack of skeletons. So first of all, they're not branded as Mythic Legions. They're just kind of branded as Graveyard Skeleton 4-pack.
Okay.
They're available for pre-order right now. I am at storehorseman.com, or I guess it's storehorseman.myshopify.com to be more specific. But I should have did a little more research here on where to. Let me go to view all, because that's the in stock stuff. Kind of talked about this last week, where they were going to drop a couple of past figura obscura. There's that Tusk Heavy Gunner that's still in stock. I'm a little surprised by that. They've got a limit on that Heavy Gunner figure though of 4 per person right now until 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. Then that limit gets lifted, and you can buy as many as you want. Where are the skeletons? They're supposed to be here. I'm still on in stock. That's why, you big dummy. There it is. Okay. So this, is it not gonna? Okay. I'll try to do this. Let me zoom here. Okay. So this picture here, this is everything that's going to come in the box. So each of the figures are not going to get all of these hands. Like, you're not going to get quadruple of what you see here for the hands. This is what it's going to come with. So I got that part wrong. I thought each was going to have their own sets of hands. Really, that's that and the branding for Mythic Legions is not there. So
Yeah.
And it is available at the same price at some of the approved retailers. So whether you order it from the Horsemen or order it from them, if you pre-order it from the Horsemen, you're going to get it first. If you go through the approved retailers, like say Big Bad Toy Store, say you want to pre-order this, but you can't pay for it up front. You got to pay for it up front with Store Horseman. Big Bad Toy Store, you don't have to pay for it up front. You pay for it when it comes in or it goes to your pile of loot, however you want to do it.
Wasn't there something about the masks you were mentioning?
Yeah. So these little masks that you see that are kind of at their feet there's two. One of them's a pumpkin head and one of them's a vampire skull, but the two on the outside are just their masks. So there was questions where people wanted to know, will those fit on other figures? And they're specifically sculpted to fit on those skulls specifically, but with a little bit of custom work, you can get them to kind of fit on other heads too. And here's kind of a group shot of some of the heads that Jeremy Gerard showed on his show last Wednesday, I think. So these are some of the other heads from the line that are kind of out there and available right now. Some of them fit a little more loose than the others. But if you take like a little bit of the poster tack or whatever and stick on top of the head and then stick the skull mask on it, it'll totally be fine for, whatever display purposes that you want to do.
I know. I saw the image of the goblin with the skull. It's like,
right.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's the one that's down there at the bottom.
Yeah.
So
forgive me, I thought that was a Yoda head.
So that's a Mythic Legions goblin head down there, and I didn't pull up the side views, but he did provide some side views. There is a gap there, but looking at it straight on, this is kind of what you get. And you've got Red Death kind of on the side over there.
Yeah,
it kind of works for him, The next one I want to share. And this one, I'm sorry, I forget who took this picture, who made this little pop and swap. So these are pieces from both 2-pack sets that are going to be available at Legions Con. Everybody kind of knew you were going to be able to do this. This is kind of quick and dirty Mythic Legions Boba Fett. Mm-hmm. So Jeremy Gerard had made his version with Mythic Legions parts years ago. And so there was always kind of this thing that they'll make parts eventually for certain characters they're not, legally licensed to make. So you can do it yourself. This is kind of one of those examples here.
Yeah.
There's no additional paint on this. You'll have to get both of the 2-pack sets, day 1 and day 2 set, in order to get all the parts to do this with. But it's totally possible. This is just a simple, easy little pop and swap. Dustin, I know that's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Let me close out some of these windows so I don't get confused where I'm at.
Oh. Toys R-ish.
Yeah. I mean, he's, and depending on who you go with, some people offer bonus items. Some people offer, free shipping. If your purchase is over so much money or whatever. So, I mean, the approved retailer, the fact that they're allowing them to sell at the same price the Horsemen are doing, it's almost unprecedented.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really cool of them to do. Another thing I want to talk about while I've got this guy pulled up is the Armory Experience figures that they're going to offer outside of Legions Con. I want to take a step back from last week's news that I kind of assumed of what they were going to do. So there are going to be a few all-ins that are going to be available for purchase. They said they're not going to do many. So there's 10 of those figures. That's the one with all the different multicolored armors, the red, the green, the purple, the black. Usually what they do with on All In is they'll give a little bit of a price break. Well, they're not going to do that on this. Well, that's what Jeremy has said on his show, Mythic Conversations. So they haven't decided what the price of those figures are going to be, but if you're at Legion's Con and you go through the Armory experience, you get one ticket, you get to build 2 figures. Each figure is going to be $45 a piece. So he said that's probably going to be around the price that those figures are going to be whenever they put them on their website for an in-stock order. So those won't be pre-orders. They will be in stock. So, items, the numbers will be limited. He said you're only going to be able to buy one of each of those figures. So if you were hoping to go in and buy, 3 or 4 of one of the red ones, you're not going to be able to do it. Their system will keep up with who buys which figure, and so you won't be able to make a purchase and then exit the store, go back in and make another purchase for that same figure. It just will not allow you to do it. For those that buy an all in, that's it. That's all you get. You can't go and buy individuals of the others. You've got your 10. So they said they're still working on the logistics of that, and there's a reason behind that. It escapes me at the moment why he said that, but it's basically to make it fair so that they can try to get those figures into more people's hands.
Right.
He said, I know it's funny, it's a business that wants to make money, but they're limiting their customer base that's going, take more of my money, please. I want more of this. But it's to kind of share the happiness of what these figures can bring, to get them in the hands of more people. And there's always, the possibility of, if you get one and then you change your mind about it when you get it, you can always trade it. People are going to be trading these parts. They're going to be trading these figures. There's going to be plenty of them out there. If you're part of the community that circles around Mythic Legions, you're going to get sick of seeing these parts. People are going to go, I've got this part, but I want to trade for this part. Hit me up. We'll work something out. It's going to happen. Trust me.
Yeah. Inevitably.
Let's see.
I gotta tell you, because you recommended it, I went into Big Bad Toy Store and I found the Archangel Michael figure in the biblical section. And then there's all pre-orders, and then they also had the one that looks like Deadpool.
Oh, right.
I don't know what line that's from, but I couldn't resist.
So that, I believe, that's part of I think Operation Monster Force. So something's going on, because I know Fresh Monkey Fiction is connected with Operation Monster Force, but for that particular figure, for some reason, that logo wasn't included with that figure. So I don't know if they're splitting ways or what's going on. We're gonna have to get that guy back on the show eventually and ask him, hey, give us the deets on what's happening, because there's whispers in the community. People are getting confused.
Right.
I just saw it and I couldn't resist, so I had to add it to the cart. And I got another one. I don't remember what was the third one was, but I got 3. So it's
hard. It's hard not to get wrapped up into this stuff.
I could have loaded up my cart with at least 100 figures.
It's easy to load that card up. It's not so easy looking at your bank account going, nope, I can't do it.
Right.
Exactly.
I've been at that standstill for months now, years. Seems like.
And then it's like, play the game. Which figure's going to sell out before the other one? And so I want to get that one before I get this one, but that one should be available. And then you guess wrong and it's sold out, and you're like, damn, I should have bought it.
Right. Yeah,
right.
It's a tough game to try and guess which one's going to be popular sometimes, because you just never know.
Yeah. Nope.
So, but speaking of financial strain, another place that's really brutal to go to is 5K Toys.
So brutal.
Wow.
Because they come out with some stuff, and it's like, oh man, I want that. And before you know it, you've racked up $1,000 of stuff in your shopping cart just from them alone. It's like, oh no, I gotta get rid of some of this. I can't afford it.
Right.
But this one's
Wow.
a complete mystery to me. This one they showed on their Instagram page, and it's not on their website yet. So I don't know if this is like a nod to maybe the Ronin, the last Ronin story, or if this is like a nod to Slash. I don't think this is their Raphael, which is strange because they haven't done him yet. They've done the Leonardo, the Donatello, and then the Mikey, and then out of nowhere, here comes this one. It's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Right.
So forgive me and my ignorance, but who is the Ronin character based on? Which turtle?
Well,
so I
in the
think
story,
it's been out long enough, and I don't think it's that much of a spoiler to say it. So, Dustin, do you know? Because I know. I read those books.
yeah, it's basically all the turtles are dead, and the only
Except
one still alive is Michelangelo.
Yeah.
And he's turned into this hard, badass dude that just kicks butt and takes names, basically.
He's a little bit crazy, too, because he still hallucinates that he sees his brothers.
Right.
So,
oh, wow. Okay.
But it's a really good read, you know, if you get a chance, definitely give it a shot. It's a pretty good story.
Yeah.
Have they put it into a trade paperback yet?
Yeah,
I have it. It's in like hardback editions, all kinds of it's out there, it's available.
I'll find it because it sounds like something I'd want to read.
Yeah, definitely. And probably before they do, I think what they're trying to make a like a Netflix series or something. And they're trying to get the original April back.
Yeah, there was something. I don't know if it's a series or if it's going to be a movie or what it's going to be.
So what kind of weapons?
See, you guys are bad for me. You just make me want to spend more money.
Well, I mean, that's, you know, we don't shy away from being a bad influence.
Come on, guys. I'm still trying to pay off a divorce.
we aim to misbehave.
That's the truth.
But yeah, no, this falls under that samurai. I forget what they call it, samurai something line where
it's down at the bottom of the image is down at the bottom of the picture, the logo and the name.
Yeah,
on the left side, I saw the silhouette of the samurai warrior. Bottom, yeah, right there, underneath the.
Yeah, it's too small to.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to zoom in on that.
Yeah.
But what I'm curious about is over here on the left, underneath the comics, it says first appearance, but of what?
It could just be that particular character. That's, you know, first appearance, first time they're showing it or something. But yeah. He looks like he's going to come with, you know, the same kind of loadout as the other turtles with accessories and hands and heads. So that's I don't know. That's just cool looking. I love that. It's blurry as crap, but that mask is just that's really cool.
Which it's black, is it not? It looks black.
It is. Yeah, it's black, which is what
the Last Ronin is all about.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's definitely got that Last Ronin kind of feel to it. So that's probably more so what it is. I would think if they did a Slash, it would be more Snapping Turtle-ish.
Yeah, for sure.
So, but yeah, I think you're right. I think it's more of kind of a nod to that Last Samurai. Let's see. I'm going to jump over to the 5K Toy website because I want to talk about this guy. This guy is up for pre-order. They did a limited drop at one of the shows that they recently went to, like 2 weeks ago, last week. I can't keep up with those shows.
And
I don't go to them.
It was the glow in the dark one, right?
So they did two versions. So this is kind of what glows in the dark on this guy is I think it would be like his lure and maybe his eyes. I don't think the whole figure glows.
Okay.
But they did a second version of him, which was more translucent purple plastic.
Okay.
And you can kind of see, I'm going to zoom in here see how the eyes and that angler thing is different color. That's probably what glows in the dark.
Okay. Well, that makes sense because that's how they are in real life. So,
and I could be totally wrong. I don't know. I don't have this figure. I didn't go to that show. I didn't pick it up, but it's available for pre-order. But this falls under that same line as their sharks that they did.
Yeah.
So there you can see his accessories. That's the full color version, the standard version of him. But yeah, I mean, is he cool? Yeah, I think he's really cool. Will I get him? Probably not. I've got plenty of stuff on pre-order from 5K Toys. I'm still waiting on notices for some of this stuff. What they do is you put a down payment with this site, and it's non-refundable. But you got to watch your emails for the second payment, because they'll say, okay, this is ready for its second payment, which means, hey, we have it in our warehouse. Pay for your shit so we can ship it.
Right.
And they do. I've had one little hiccup with them, but they straightened it out. They were good. They made good on it. I got a figure with 2 left feet, and I had to send some pictures as proof, whatever. But they sent me the correct foot for my guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, he this one does look really good. I mean,
it just looks fun.
Yeah, it does look like a fun figure, and I'm sure because I keep saying the sharks are my versions of like the street sharks,
right?
If you're familiar with them at all or whatever. But this looks like it would be, one of the villain
totally
monster.
They're bringing street sharks back.
Yeah. Well,
I thought they kind of already did.
Yeah, they're out, and they, I've seen them in people's hands, and I never really was a huge Street Sharks fan, but the sharks that they're doing for this particular line were just too good to pass up. But yeah, no, he's available for pre-order if that's your thing. I'm talking about these sharks. Let me just go ahead and pull them up. I don't know if Bruce, have you ever seen them?
Not yet. No, I'm actually on their site with you. I'm on my laptop, and I'm looking for them. I found the Lotto toy, the Wolf Girl.
You gotta go to their featured pre-orders, and it's all the way at the bottom.
Featured pre-orders, all the way at the bottom.
There's the group shot. Let me pull that up. So you've got a great white shark, you've got a tiger shark, and you've got a hammerhead shark, and they're made like gangster type of a situation, and I don't know. I love that. I love those things. I can't wait for those to get in hand. I'm just I don't know. It's something. They're crazy looking. They're cool. I don't know. They're right up my alley.
I have something to talk about later, especially with Bruce.
Okay.
Something he's gonna like. But
I'm looking at them now. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, they like you said, they look like gangsters.
Yeah.
Hammerhead. Wow. Yeah, they definitely do have that street shark kind of esque look.
Right. Definitely my version of Street Sharks for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely more anthropomorphic. It's not just, a big head with arms and legs sticking out of it or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Not knocking, anybody that loves that stuff, but I don't know.
No,
I like these a little bit more.
Yeah. To each their own,
Yeah.
These are even nicer than the King Shark figure that Mattel put out, or McFarlane.
Yeah.
I never had one of those in hand, so I can't attest to that. But, I mean, I'll for sure show these off when I finally get them in hand. Because I pre-ordered that. Actually, I pre-ordered the set, and I actually have an extra great white for whatever reason. I don't. I might have thought I'm going to use him for a custom or something. Who knows?
Yeah. They've got a nice Bruce Lee assortment.
Oh yeah, 5K is dangerous, man. You could spend hours looking at all the stuff that's on there.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh my God.
Sorry, Bruce.
You guys are killing me. All right, Dustin's got something he wants to blow my mind with. What do you got?
Well, I wouldn't say blow your mind, but did you have anything else toy-wise that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. I'm gonna share this guy real quick.
All right, go ahead.
Speaking of Fresh Monkey Fiction with the Naughty or Nice collection, they tried to do a pre-order system for, there was this one, and then there was one that had he had like a button-down shirt or whatever for last year.
Yeah.
They unfortunately didn't get enough numbers for pre-order, but they posted this image on their socials a few days ago saying, guess who's back? Keep an eye on Big Bad Toy Store. I think they said the 28th they were going to drop some news. Maybe there'll be an in-stock item. Maybe it'll be for pre-order for next year. Who knows? You never really know what you're going to get with the Naughty or Nice collection. But they're really sturdy, solid figures. I can attest to that. I have a couple of the Santas, and they're really good. Which this is kind of built on that thicker, husky Santa body.
Yep.
But still, no, I've been nothing but pleased with those so far.
Yeah, I still need to get my hands on the Santa.
I've got a couple that I've been eyeballing too. I've been waiting. I want to jump over to Brutal Realm because they shared some news.
That's where I was wanting to go.
Yeah, this is the. Is this what you were going to show, Bruce?
Probably, yes.
Okay, yeah, it probably is. So for all you werewolf fans out there, I've got werewolf news. That's funny. We should have a werewolf news segment. So here is, I overshot. Here's the preliminary digital sculpt.
Wow.
So
it just looks so freaking cool.
Yeah. Now they did say they're working on the fur overlay to go on the torso to help transition from the torso to the head because there's a little bit of a gap there. But they wanted to go for not full on wolf, but not wolf man, kind of something in between that.
Yeah.
So I think that finds that happy medium.
Definitely.
You know, I really love this particular head here, that roaring kind of open mouth.
I love it.
Yeah, that's nice.
Really good. And then that snarling one too.
The snarling one is so.
Yeah, that's just like you don't want to fuck with this guy.
Right.
But yeah, that's. Once I saw that, I'm like, I got to put this on the show.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
And each of the primal figures that they're going to be doing will come with 3 portraits, so you get to see the wolf ones here. You know, you've got that calm stoic, then you've got the snarling, and then you've got the full on like, I'm going to eat you.
Right. I love that they're doing that because that's one thing that I thought other companies like.
Well, Hasbro could definitely do a little better job of offering alternate portraits of some of their figures for the price they're asking for shit now, and they don't even come with Build-A-Figure parts anymore.
Totally.
Nope.
Come on,
and they're not going to. They're not going to. It's too expensive.
Yeah, my ass hurts too.
Yeah, they unloaded a lot of staff too recently. They axed a ton of people. Yeah, they sure do.
So if you've ever wondered why, like you see stuff from Hasbro, and man, it's just firing on all cylinders. The sculpts look great, the paints on everything looks great, and then you notice there's a shift in sculpts, like the faces aren't as good as they were. They're not really hitting the points that you liked. It's because they had a change in staff. They let whoever the contract workers were that they had on payroll, they let them go and cycled in a new group. I've known a couple of people that's been affected by that. You know, they said I was going great, you know, and then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we're gonna terminate this contract, and you know, we're gonna go a different direction now. And it's like, what?
Yeah,
I don't know. Hasbro, love-hate relationship with that company.
for sure. The company
agree.
I was trying to think of, and I just couldn't think, was AWOC, Animal Warriors. That's one thing that I thought was lacking, that they didn't have alternate expressions in the box.
Right, in the box. Now they do offer, you know, a few like head packs. So, but there's not like a whole lot of variation even in those head packs. Like some of them, like you don't get like this. Like, you know, you've got one character and it's all three versions of the head. Now that is something that I think they went back and corrected with their newest Kickstarter that ended a few months ago. So they did go back and offer alternate heads specific to certain characters. Right. I don't think every character is getting alternate heads, but most of them are getting at least two versions of the heads.
Which I think
that is something that, yeah, I mean, that is something I think they kind of went back. They listened to fan feedback. It's like, you know, I really like a different expression for this character.
Right, and I was one of those people that told them that.
Yeah, well, you know, there in the beginning, they weren't really doing too good of a job of listening to anybody.
Yeah, no.
But,
say the least.
Yeah, no. Dustin, did you have any other toy news or anything? Or Bruce, did you have any toy news?
Just found out today that they were redoing the Biker Mice from Mars and the Street Sharks. So it's funny because the guy we were interviewing today, Brandon, I was looking at his stuff and I was kind of like reminiscing about some of the old stuff that I remember and kind of like where he grabbed some of his ideas from. But Biker Mice from Mars was much, much later. I picked up a complete set of those figures originally when they first came out, and now I understand that I just saw them too. They were on. Was it 5K Toys?
So
somebody just had them.
They're at my Walmart in stock right now.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So if you've got a Walmart nearby,
I'm not picking them up. No, I'm not picking them up again. I picked up the originals. I'm not going back for the new ones because first off, the new ones are going to be made in mass quantity. They're not going to, and because they're available at Walmart, everybody's going to have them. Yeah, I have no desire. I have the bikes, I have the figures of the original set that came out in the early 2000s, and they're sitting in a box in storage somewhere, and that's where they'll stay till I sell them. Because now they re-released them, people are going to want to go back and find the originals.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Street Sharks are out there. I haven't seen any of them. Not one on the shelf, but I see them in people's hands, so I know they're finding them. So, so my issue in my area is I only have Walmart. There is nothing else. Like anybody that gets anything in new, that's nothing else in my area. When Target started closing down stores in the beginning, when they said they were going to close down stores, ours was like top of the list for my town. Just shut it down. It's like, nope, that's it. You're done. So
go on Walmart.com. Go on Walmart.com and you can buy them right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm probably not. I'm not really that interested in them like you with the Biker Mice from Mars. I'm getting much superior versions of humanoid sharks coming soon.
Exactly. Yeah, these things are a joke.
Yeah, nah. The only other thing I wanted to touch on here real quick was, let's see, I'm still going to be going and doing Whatnot with Travis, Omega Level Toys on Thursday. 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's going to be, what, 7:30 for you future people? I keep saying that.
Yeah, I think so.
Time zones are confusing. Come out. We're going to be selling some Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, a handful of the Figure Obscura stuff. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be cheap auctions. He does that every now and then. He'll bump the price down on something, throw it up for auction, and hey, you want it? Here's your deal.
Yeah.
Giveaways.
Round.
Yeah, like giveaways. It's not junk stuff. It's good figures. Like it's the way he does these whatnot shows is they're themed. Like you see the one for the 16th, that's going to be wrestling. Then the one on the 21st, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Major Bendies. It's like that old style type of bendy figure or whatever. It's got the wire inside of it, and that's wrestling stuff right there too. The most popular ones by far are always Marvel. For whatever reason, it's the Marvel Legends, whether it's the Hasbro or the Toy Biz stuff. I gave him a lot of my Toy Biz stuff, and he said, man, that stuff flew. People ate it up. So, I mean, there's people still out there buying that old stuff.
I have caseloads of it.
Come join us. Come get some cool stuff. You're helping out a small business. It might not be local to you, but still a small business nonetheless. And buying through whatnot, he has a rewards program. So the more you buy, the more rewards you get. You can turn around and use that money to get a free figure with, basically. It's super easy to do, too, the way that he lines everything up. Before you know it, you've got enough for a free figure. Get it all shipped all at the same time.
Yeah.
So
I know before he started doing whatnot sales, I bought a ton. Ton.
Those claim sales.
Claim sales.
Yeah. I almost, not that I regret showing you that, Dustin, but I would be watching these sales thinking, well, that's kind of neat. I'd like that. But I'm like, no, I can't do it. I gotta watch what I spend. And here it is, Dustin, claim. Oh, I want that, claim. I'm going, what the hell are you doing, man?
Well, at the time, I didn't quite understand what was happening. I thought it was the first person to say claim, but other people could still bid on it.
Oh, no.
And try to win it.
No, once you claim it, it's yours. They
right,
expect you to pay for it.
I didn't realize that. So there was a one figure that I claimed that ended up not even being the right scale, General Grievous, and it was just like, oh wait, no one else is claiming this. What? Why? Huh? Okay.
So
turns out it works differently.
There was a learning curve for you for there.
Yeah, well, I mean, and that was pretty recent after I got out of the hospital, so.
Yeah, well, there was a couple of times where I actually went into the shop, and he and the other guy that was with him, Jonathan, they were like, man, I'm glad you introduced him. He's buying a lot of stuff. I'm like, I know. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, Dustin, what are you doing?
And then it finally comes, and it's just like, oh,
it was vintage. It was vintage shit. Oh my God, what did I do?
Yep, it happens. But well, anyway, are we pretty much done, wrapped up? Anything else anyone wants to say, or
that was it for me?
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right.
Well, I got nothing now. Just Thursday night show with Christy Mack and Flip City Magazine. Come check us out over there. Come in, jump in, and say hi.
Yeah. Well, we have another show up this week still. Again, if you missed it, go watch our interview with Brandon Braswell. He's a really cool guy, and you need to go back his Kickstarter and make Wave 2 happen, especially those battle bits. And yes, make it happen. And then later on on Friday, we're watching Ritual and Salem's Lot. 2 movies, fairly recent. One's very recent as far as it just came out like last week.
Yeah, Salem's Lot. So it's the new version, not
yeah. Yep.
I forget what year the other ones came out, but yeah,
I have no idea.
The 2024. So if you're searching it, make sure you, if you're going to join us,
you do the 2024 one. It's funny because someone commented that the scariest movie he had ever seen was Salem's Lot, and it's just like, oh, well, stay tuned because we're watching the new one.
So that might have been one of the originals that they were talking about, though.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that thing I shared in our group message with the Brothers Grimm, that one story. Did you get to watch it? Where the guy, so there was a guy. He said that he makes a living by reviewing movies and stuff. Which dream gig? What? How do we get in on that?
Yeah, no kidding.
Right.
No, he had asked his wife, because he always watches horror movies in October, kind of like what we're doing for our show for ADHD Theater. He had asked his wife what was, because she's not into horror movies, what was the one that was scariest to her. And she said it was a movie that she couldn't even finish watching. Once this scene played out, she was done. She just turned it off and she never finished the movie. Couldn't remember what movie it was. Only remembered the scene, and it was something about this black goo crawling out of a well, and something to do with like ravens or something, either flying into the well or flying out of it or something. And then the goo had eyeballs, and then that was it for her. And so he did kind of a vague search, and he said he laughed when he discovered it was the Brothers Grimm movie.
Oh.
And this sludge crawled out of the well, and then it ended up turning into the gingerbread man. And he was like, what? And he tried to call his wife to confirm, is this it? And she freaked out again. So
What?
it was the goofiest thing. And it just goes to show you what people what they're terrified of.
Yeah.
But, hey, no judgments here. If you've got a movie that scared the crap out of you, either when you were a kid or while you're an adult now and you refuse to watch it, let us know. We will add it to the list. We're going to vote on 2 movies to review for the first show in November that we do to close out our horror movie marathon for ADHD Theater.
Let's see. I think that week is okay, so we're going to be voting on the 25th because the following week is the 1st. So October 25th is the last day to get your vote in for the scariest movie that scared the absolute crap out of you. And then we're going to vote on those and we're going to talk about them and do it. Let's do it. And then we'll watch on the Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead.
That's right.
Or the Day of the Dead, rather. But yeah, so Pop says, Last House on the Left, the original. You haven't seen a scary movie. If you haven't seen the original, you haven't seen a scary movie. Yeah, that's fair enough. I have seen The Last House on the Left. I don't remember which one it was though. But I'm guessing you said original, so I'm guessing it's probably older than the one I watched. So probably guessing, but I'll have to look that up. That's his vote. Fair enough. All right.
You just be a glutton for punishment like me and watch all the versions.
Right. Well, and see, that's where I, we talked about the Terrifier last week. And there's so many things we were talking about, which movies Art the Clown is in and all that. And it's like, and I know one of our folks from the Madness Network actually did go see Terrifier 3 last week. So kudos to him. There's no way I could make it to a theater to see this anymore. But so I was contemplating watching them, but it's like I wanted to savor, because we savored and we discussed, and it was, I don't know, I thought it was fun that way. So without going in and blasting through all of them, we got to have a reprieve.
So you haven't seen the second one yet?
No.
So a lot of people say that second one is probably the best story-wise as far as the Terrifier storyline goes.
Yeah.
Because it really cements like Art the Clown as this supernatural force to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
So
is that the clown with the Daisy sunglasses?
Yeah.
He has Daisy sunglasses?
He doesn't have them all the time. It's just there's one scene in a costume shop and he's trying on different pairs of sunglasses or whatever. So that there's a lot of memes out there, and Dustin, you've probably seen all of them thanks to me.
Yeah. Well, I don't think I've seen that meme yet, but because I didn't remember it, because I don't remember seeing him in the first one. But So okay, I know this is completely off topic, but I want to talk about this because even though it's movie and that should be for Fridays, but it's relevant to Batman. Art the Clown, the dude that plays Art the Clown, wants to play the Joker.
Oh.
And
okay.
I sent the links to you guys in the group chat last night, but because I'm up, and I thought it was funny that you sent an Art the Clown thing in the middle of the night at 4:00 in the morning, and I just happened to be up looking at Reddit, and someone's just like, "Yeah, Art wants to." That's not his real name, but Art the Clown wants to be Joker, and I'm like, "Huh." I'll have to go check out interviews. And in the conversation further on down in Reddit, they had links to where he like basically tried out. So I clicked on them, and they are fucking great. It blew my mind. And then I'm thinking like him with those teeth and the blood, and it's just like, oh man, that would be so cool. And my mind just sort of exploded, and I'm like, oh man, kind of like Arts did at the end of the movie.
Instead, we get a dancing monkey.
Well, no, he wants to be Art the Clown in the new DC universe, the one that James Gunn is laying out right now. So that's
as the Joker, yeah,
because they've only talked about it, but they haven't cast Batman yet. And people have been saying, and rumors have been saying, that Robert Pattinson is going to be the new Batman moving forward. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't believe that. And sure enough, James Gunn came out and he's just like, yeah, that's bullshit. And he made like a meme where it's like someone holding their butt cheeks apart and they're flapping, like to say that they're just talking out of their butt, basically. And it's just like, all right, good to know. Because the Joker they teased in the end of the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson was pretty much kind of lame, in my opinion. I mean, it could have been cool, but he's the one who's just like talks to Riddler and he's just like, I want to be a friend. It's just like, okay.
Right. You really don't get to see a good shot of him because apparently based on it's through the glass, and apparently he's still bandaged up from the beating he took from Batman.
Right.
So you want to see that fight.
Yeah, definitely. And so it's not an introduction that should be done off camera. It should be a real.
Well, that was the teaser.
Thing.
That was the teaser.
Yeah,
like Wolverine at the end of Hulk 180.
Yeah, it would be fine if it was a teaser for the next movie, but if they're not going that way, because this one takes place in winter, and there's a good chance that it should be based around Mr. Freeze, which I don't think they're doing either. So I don't know, but it is what it is. That's my vote for Joker. Art the Clown. I'll have to send you the link because it's pretty good. It's like it's not it's like nothing we've ever seen before. But he's not doing a version of Jack Nicholson. He's not doing a version of Heath Ledger. He's not doing anything like that, and he is doing more. It's very Mark Hamill-esque. He's even doing like some of like mannerisms, and you just see the mannerisms and stuff he's doing. It's like you can see Mark Hamill's Joker saying those things, and it's just like, wow. And so he was saying that Art the Clown was really much, even though he doesn't talk, it would be something like that if he did talk. It was very inspired by Joker. So I thought that was really cool.
Send me that link. Send me that link. I'd love to look that up.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, gentlemen, it's getting late and I got to get my ass to bed. I'm falling asleep.
Me too. Anyway, join us Friday and for more movie talk that's actually relevant to the conversation and not what I just ranted on. So yeah. But I digress. And until next time, let me find the thing first. All right. Yep. All right. Until next time, join us Friday. And I'll find it here. All right. Until next time, Thunder Nerd.